During the course of the project, all of the assumptions that were made, calculations, estimates, and values will be represented or given by the orange blocks present currently on the screen. Here is for option 1 for the unit trust fund. The property estimate value is over here. Funds available for investment, you will have 338,376 Rand available for investment. The unit trust fund that was selected is Sanlam Investment Management Inflation Plus Fund. Here is the calculated maximum returns that she will get if she invests in this trust fund. This is all the costs she will incur during her investment period. This is the calculated minimum returns that she will also be able to receive after the 5 year of investing in the unit trust. This graph depicts the difference in income that can be expected for the unit trust fund. Here one will find the maximum personal income tax that she will be liable to pay. In 2023 she will be going into a new tax bracket due to the maturity of her investment. The same applies for her minimum personal income tax, where she will also go into a higher tax bracket. Here are some more assumptions that were made during this part of the project. Thank you. Next is the Airbnb option. Here you will find the laminate floor payback period with the legend. For this sheet as well, all of the information and assumptions will be provided with these orange blocks. This is the cost of the stove, and this is the loan she will be paying off for the improvements that she made to the house. Another thing I want to recap on, in this scenario they installed the laminate floors as it will become profitable after 44 months. Here you will find the potential income for each of the years. The year's income was calculated on a percentage full rate basis. Information regarding the rental price was gathered from Lekker with a search for accommodation with similar attributes. So here's the potential income for the next 5 years. For the sake of this project, I chose a 75% full rate. Here is all of the income that she will earn over the next 5 years. Here is some assumptions that were made for the stages to follow. Here is all of her expenses that she has to pay, and this is the total expenses that she will have to pay. The house will be sold after 5 years, and taking inflation into account, one can calculate the future value of the house. The costs still remain the same for all of the house selling scenarios, leaving her with an additional 688,542 Rand after her house has been sold after the 5 years. This will be her profit over the next 5 years, including all taxes and all expenses. She will have a maximum net present value after 5 years of 3,757,218 Rand and 33 cents. And for option 3, here is all the assumptions that were made during this project. This is the loan calculations that was already discussed in the previous slide. As well, on this slide we will have the orange blocks that serves as a guide in helping to understand the thought train. This is the income that was calculated that she will be able to get for each year. Her monthly rental price will increase with 6% each year, and that will total in all of these totals of income for the year. Here is the monthly mortgage and rates and taxes not, oh, excuse me, sorry, not mortgage, monthly level of the levies, percentage increase, and the rates and taxes percentage increase. This will be used to calculate the future values of the levies and the rates and taxes. Here you will find some more assumptions that were made for calculation's sake. Here is the expenses that she will incur over the 5-year period, and this is the cost she will incur for selling her house again, and exactly the same as with the Airbnb scenario. The information is presented in the orange blocks, and thus this brings us to her total profits expected after the 5 years, um, totaled into a maximum net present value of 3,515,325 rand and 78 cents. This brings me to the conclusion. She should not invest in the unit trust fund, as there are much more factors involved that will influence the income that she will generate, as well as her personal circumstances. When the unit trust fund matures, the lump sum that pays out will force her to go to a higher tax bracket. If she decides to make an Airbnb, she will have the trouble of having the estimated average full rate of 75% due to the fact that it is located near other facilities that provide a similar type of service as she would provide. Even though the Airbnb option makes her more money, it also pushes her to another tax bracket, in which terms causes her to pay increased baseline taxes. She's a single working mother with kids, and taking that into account, she will have troubles balancing her time and efforts between her current job, her kids, and managing the Airbnb. Thus, the final recommendation is to the rent the apartment on a year-to-year contract. The property is situated very well for students, thus will make thus will thus she will have a better chance of finding tenants that are willing to pay the price each year. The property's value will only increase over time, and thus the longer you keep it, the better. Thank you very much.